The city of Babylon was loud, rich, and proud. The streets shimmered with gold dust, perfumes, and robes woven with silver threads. Everyone wanted to look powerful. But in the middle of all the sparkle stood one man whose glow came from something money couldn't buy: faith. That man was Daniel the prophet, fashioned by God himself. Daniel wasn't born into luxury. He was taken from his home in Jerusalem when he was young, brought to serve in the king's palace. Yet even as a stranger in a strange land, Daniel never forgot who he was or who he served. When others wore Babylon's style of pride, Daniel wore heaven's fabric: humility and wisdom. His words were gentle, his thoughts pure, and his confidence calm. Every time he entered the palace, people noticed something different about him. It wasn't just his robe, it was the presence of God that dressed him. Daniel began as a servant, but soon the king saw something rare in him. He wasn't just smart, he was wise. The kind of wisdom that can't be taught in school. The king promoted him, giving him fine clothes and authority. But Daniel's real beauty wasn't the robe, it was the spirit that carried it. While the king's men chased power, Daniel chased purpose. He was like a bright diamond among dull stones, impossible to ignore. But success always attracts jealousy. Some men in the palace couldn't stand Daniel's favor. They whispered behind his back, plotting to ruin him. He praised too much, they sneered. Let's make that his downfall. They tricked the king into signing a new law that for 30 days, no one should pray to any god except the king himself. If anyone disobeyed, they'd be thrown into the lion's den. The trap was set. But Daniel didn't panic. He didn't even argue. Instead, he went home, opened his window wide, and knelt to pray just like before. Because real faith doesn't hide. It shines even when it's risky. And in that moment, Daniel's prayer became his runway. His faith was his fashion statement. When the jealous men caught him praying, they ran to the king. The king was sad. He loved Daniel, but he couldn't break his own law. So Daniel was arrested and thrown into the den of lions. The lions roared. Their eyes glowed in the dark. But Daniel's heart stayed calm. He didn't scream or beg. He simply trusted. God, the same God who had dressed him in favor, would now clothe him in protection. That night, heaven sent an angel. The angel stood beside Daniel, shining brighter than fire. The lions, who were meant to destroy him, sat quietly at his feet. They didn't bite. They didn't move. It was as if God said, "Not this one. He's mine." At sunrise, the king rushed to the den, calling out, "Daniel, has your God saved you?" And from the darkness came Daniel's calm voice, "Yes, my king. God sent his angel and shut the lions' mouths." The king was overjoyed. He ordered Daniel to be lifted out immediately, and not even a scratch was found on him. His robe was still perfect. His face still peaceful. Even the lions couldn't touch a man fashioned by God. The jealous men who planned Daniel's fall? They fell into their own trap. The king then made a new law, that everyone in his kingdom must respect Daniel's God. Daniel didn't need designer robes to prove his worth. His faith was his style. His obedience was his crown. His courage was his fragrance. When God fashions you, no attack can ruin your fabric. No situation can unthread your destiny. So wear your faith boldly. Walk with confidence, even in lion's den moments. Because when God is your designer, every trial becomes part of your transformation. If you've ever felt surrounded by lions by fear, pressure, or jealousy, comment below. My faith is my fashion. Because just like Daniel, you were never meant to blend in. You were fashioned to stand out.